Again, today we will discuss why should we meditate. Before that, let us chant that sloka. Mano buddha hamkara cittani naham na cha shotra jivhe na cha ghrana netre na cha vyoma bhumi na tejo na vayu Chidananda Rupa Shivoham 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 Shivoham. Today, one of the direct disciples' photo that has been decorated over there. So, he is Swami Advaitananda ji. His name was Gopal, as because he was older than Sri Ramakrishna, they used to call him Budo Gopal. Budo means elderly. So, this Budo Gopal Maharaj, his name is Advaitananda. Advaita means one. And one person who is getting joy by concentrating on one, seeing everything, nothing but one, is Advaita. Advaita Ananda. Dvaita means two, or Dvaita, only one. What is that one? Atman, all pervading everywhere. What is that one? From the viewpoint of the bhaktas, God, all pervading everywhere. God is everywhere. So that is called Advaita. Now, we raised a question, why we should meditate? Should we meditate? To see, to find that one. What is that one? Atman. And how the process we are discussing, those who are following the classes, they know what is meditation, what are the problems in meditation, how we can overcome from that problem, how we can concentrate. All this has been already discussed. And then we came to a sloka where they are telling that Yatha Abhimat Dhyanadva. This is a wonderful way they are telling, giving the total freedom. This way you can meditate, this way you can meditate, this way you can meditate, and then they say you can meditate on anything you like. First they say the Vishaya or the object. If you want to like that object, you can meditate on that. Maybe that you are meditating on the tip of your nose, or in between the two eyebrows, or on the tongue, and all this that we have already discussed, we have studied. And you will get the taste, you will get the smell, you will get the view, all this type of things you will achieve by meditating those things. So people are interested, people are attracted, they are drawn to that. The moment they think that you are going to get some supernatural power, so obviously people are interested, they like to meditate that way. So this is, and then ultimately it comes to, they said that even in the Shapna, Nidra, suppose in the dream when you are sleeping, suppose you have seen some god or goddesses, over that also you can meditate. The meditation means concentration, concentrating your mind totally without thinking anything else. That is meditation. And on what? This is the broadness. You only have to meditate on this? No. If you like this, you can do, you can have this and like this. Even in the sleep or in dream, if you are finding something, you can meditate on that. But when you are meditating, concentrating on a particular thing, your whole being, your not only the mind, the whole being is changed to that. So one should be careful. When we are meditating or concentrating on something bad, derogatory, or not very useful, unnecessarily we are wasting our time, and not only that, damaging our whole personality by thinking on those things. So this is the main caution that they are giving. You should be very, very careful. Main caution that they are giving. So after that, they said it is better, safe, to concentrate on bitaraga vishayamba chittam. Bita means it has already been eradicated, cleaned. Bita, raga, attachment. Raga means desire, attachment. A person who is not having any desire, any attachment or anything, on that person also you can meditate. So you will get all the qualities. When you are meditating on that, you will get all the qualities of that particular person. Sri Ramachandra, Sri Krishna, Sri Ramakrishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jishu Krishna, Bhagavan Buddha, they are all and all Bitaraga Vishaya Chittam. Their mind, in their soul, in their mind, there is no desire. So obviously when we are meditating on those people, we are also becoming like that. This is the easiest way. The present day, usually a person is coming and taking the mantra diksha, initiation. So that is the instruction is given to him. This is a person and these are his ideology, this is his biography, and if you want, you can meditate on that. So this way also we can meditate. Bishokava Jatishmati, they said, within your heart there is a light, and if you are concentrating on that light, that will also help you. So they say always that when you are sitting, meditating, try to withdraw all your mind within, and then over that on a lotus. Why lotus and different color lotus? Because mind is concentrated, immediately withdrawn from outside, trying to concentrate, visualize that particular color, and there you are seeing a light, effulgent light, wonderful light, and slowly, slowly merging yourself in that light. So that is also there. Then afterwards, finally, in the 39th sloka, the Patanjali Rishi said, anyway, you can meditate on anything you like, whatever possible I have told, and then you can meditate in whatever way you like. So this is the reason sometimes when you are teaching the children, the students who don't understand much about the object, withdrawn from the object, sense and all these things, that we tell them that put a red mark on the wall and then constantly look at that. Try to forget slowly that there is a wall, and then you are only looking at that red particular thing, the small one. Then you don't find anything else but that red thing, color maybe, the small red color. Over that you are concentrating. If you can concentrate and can find out only that one, you are meditating. Your mind is concentrated. So that helps us. How? And with that concentrated mind, focused mind, withdrawn mind, whatever we try to do, it becomes easy for us. Afterwards, we will find how it will be easy. So, the whole thing, the human being, different thing is only mind. Now, in Ganges, we are having a retreat. I think it is almost over. And there they are discussing the Chandogya Upanishad. What is that? The same thing again, Brahman. In different way they are telling it is minutest. And again it is more bigger than biggest. So anything that you can conceive, that is nothing but the Atman. And Tat Tvam Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. That is Chandogya Upanishad, Mahavakya. They say Vakya means word. Mahavakya. Mahavakya means the greatest, the wonderful. What is that? Tat Tvam Asi. Tat means that. And what is that? God, Brahman, Atman. So that is that. Tvat. Tvam, you. You are that. Asi, how you are. Tat Tvam Asi. And this teaching is given to a person, Shvetaketu, and then wonderful way they will be describing. He went along with, he was given so many cows and told when they will become 1,000, come back. And this boy goes over there, concentrate, and then suddenly hearing that a bull is telling, now we are 1,000, let us take back. He heard from the bull is talking. He heard everybody is talking. There is nothing miracle. So this is the way they are training, giving us the wonderful indication that everything within your mind, and you get all sort of knowledge. How? By concentration. And that is why we should meditate. Why a human being should have to meditate? Because of this. What happens then? Because of this training of meditation, whenever there is a problem in the mind which is creating problem, we can avoid. We have the key. We can close the door of the mind. These are the things we don't need. We close the mind door. So it is not coming inside and not disturbing us. But when you are not trained, maybe you are well trained in so many other things. Maybe a very good doctor, maybe an engineer, maybe a scientist, maybe an administrator. But if you are not trained in controlling the mind, joy and suffering goes on within your mind. Joy and suffering, joy and what is the meditation? This key. And what is that key? Key of success. What is that success? Peace. I am always in joy. Why? Because whenever there is a problem, I close the door. Problem means which is going to affect my mind. I close the door. There is no problem. There sometimes someone was telling, some people may be criticizing what to do, and I listen to that and think they are criticizing somebody else. Enjoy. Because our mind always enjoy when somebody is criticizing somebody else. We do not know that person, but the moment someone is criticizing, we are happy. In the newspaper they say the graph is coming down for the present President of America. Some people are happy, graph is coming. What to you? It is coming down, coming up. What is that to you? You are not going to be the President of America any day. But still we are happy because that is. And suppose when somebody is criticizing you and you feel that I am not that, you are enjoying. Oh, this is it, that's good. Let the fellow suffer, and that fellow is you, but you are not connected. So no problem. So this is the, I am just joking, but this is the way one can control that. Somebody is praising and we lose our balance. We think that we are somebody. So this way, one small boy, he is learning that golf, that he went to learn that. He, as the teacher is teaching them, and the golf, that we know that we have to hit the ball. No, there is some system is there. So somebody has recorded, maybe the parents, and they were showing how the boy is learning. As only 7 years old boy, he took the stick and then 2 step, he counted, and then he bid and all these things. I was like, oh my God, I was not knowing it is so difficult. And his face lighted. He was so happy that he can do it. So that way, whenever we are hearing someone praising, we are happy because it's from the childhood. And we learn like that, we grow like that. And similarly, we suffer also. Because when someone is praising, it's good. Someone is criticizing, bad. So to avoid the good and bad, that's why we should meditate. Swami Vivekananda said, if I had a son, I would not have sent him to school for knowledge, I would have trained him to meditate. The moment he knew that how to control the mind, when to focus the mind, so that is why, and here they say, yatha abhimata dhyanatva. In whatever way you like, concentrate. That's all. And we hear the story. In Mahabharata, the teacher was giving the training to those young prince, and to concentrate on eye of a bird. Bird means just to practice that target. And always telling, oh, I see the whole field and so many trees and all go. You cannot hit. You cannot make the target. That way, slowly, slowly, someone told, I see only the branch and the tree sitting. The bird is sitting on that branch. No, you also cannot. Arjuna said, Arjuna, I only see the eye of the bird and nothing else, not even the bird. I cannot see the bird, I only see the eye. Then you hit. Then he became successful. Why? Only concentration and nothing else. The success and failure of a human being, happiness and suffering of a human being depends on concentration of the mind. So that is why we should meditate. Now here they say, yatha abhimata dhyanatva. Afterwards they are telling paramanu and param tattva antasya vashikaraha. Paramanu, the subtlest of the subtle. We cannot see it. So many things are there. The subtle thing, that's called paramanu. And then param tattva is a biggest. So that also comes under control by this. Swami Vivekananda is explaining, the yogi's mind thus meditating become unobstructed from the atomic to the infinite. From the atomic to the infinite. No obstruction. Everywhere it can go. And he's telling the question they are asking, Kashmirnu bhagavo vijñāte sarvamidam vijñātam bhavatiti. The one person who was well established in the society, successful in his life, now he is coming and asking a teacher, spiritual teacher, can you tell me something one by knowing which? I know everything. I cannot study everything, all the subjects, it's not possible. But suppose I know one, I can understand everything. Again, in the Chandogya Upanishad, they are telling if you know a small lump of clay, you know the whole earth, you know how it is. And in the household, they used to say, if you are cooking the rice, just see only one rice. You need not to go on pressing the whole cooked rice, whether it is soft or not, then it will spoil. Only take out one and see it is soft, it is cooked. The hard rice, when boiled properly, take only one piece. Similarly, if you know your own self, you know all the selves. You know everyone. If you know you, you know everyone. What we want, how we like to live, the same thing among everyone. That is the knowledge. So, kasminnu bhagavo vigyate, by knowing which, O God, bhagavo, the God means the greatest respect is giving to the teacher, I can understand everything. But does it mean that you will be knowing all the science and mathematics and these things? No, not like that. But he knows where actually it begins. So that is, here it is telling that there will be no problem for the yogi from the subtlest of the subtle and the biggest. Nothing. The mind by the practice easily contemplate the most minute. It can contemplate on the most minute as well as the biggest thing. Thus the mind waves become fainter. Some of the people, when they are working on, nowadays, the present day, that what's called the inside our telephone, that circuit is there. It is so subtle, so difficult to understand. This wire is going here, that is coming down here. Those only learn and then do, they can understand. For the ordinary people, it is so difficult. How they can understand that? Because of, sometimes if you go inside that cockpit where the pilots are sitting over there, so many switches, confusing. How they can remember what switch and what they are doing is really very, but just by practice. How we can know those things? By practice. Here also they say, the yogi, Swami Vivekananda is telling, through practice, he makes his mind in such a way, he can understand the subtlest of the subtle and at the same time infinite, everything in this world. And then say, they are telling another one, Sheena Brittehe Abhijatasya eva manehe grihita garhritri grahana grahyeshu tasta tadanjana samapattihi. He is giving an example. And what is that example? Swamiji is telling the yogis whose brittis means the thought waves, have thus become powerless. Thought waves have become powerless. When we think, what are those actually? Thought waves, one after another is coming. When we can control that, no, I don't want this thing now, it becomes powerless. And when you are allowing that thought wave to come, it becomes very powerful. When you try to meditate, and we are trying to meditate on particularly some picture or an image or an idea, some other thoughts are coming. We cannot control it. And sometimes we will see that we are not aware. We were trying to concentrate on God's picture, and then after 10-15 minutes suddenly we will be aware, oh my God, what I am thinking now? We were thinking of something else for such a long time, and we were not aware of that. Why? Because we cannot control that mind. We cannot stop that thought wave. So that thought wave we have to stop. How? By always alert. I am concentrating on God. I am concentrating on God. Ma Sharadamani Devi, she is instructing sometimes some novices. They are coming and asking, Ma, how can we meditate? When we close the eyes, we don't see God within our heart. Then Mother told, you need not to close your eyes. You open the eyes and look at Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna, that picture. There is a picture of God. He who has seen me has seen God, as Jesus said. Similarly, the moment you see this picture, you see God. As many times you see this picture, look at this picture, just a very, very ordinary human being as Eve. But no. Why? Because from that figure, when you are concentrating, slowly, slowly you are adopting, you are receiving the wonderful qualities. Oh, come where you are. I am waiting to give all my wealth to you, Sri Ramakrishna said. He used to give the call from Kutibadi, from the rooftop of the Kutibadi in Dakshineshwar. And he used to give a call, come my children, I am waiting with all the wealth. What Sri Ramakrishna's wealth? He was not having anything. What's the wealth? Spiritual wealth. What are those spiritual wealth? This type of knowledges. How this knowledge can come? And in the last day of his life, almost the 1st January 1886, in the noon time, he gave that 1st January. So he knew that all over the world they will be only following this calendar. So the 1st January is the beginning of the year. He told, be conscious about yourself. Tomader chaitanya hok. Be conscious about yourself. And that consciousness, when you are meditating, we are conscious, we are meditating. Now, I am not going to think of anything else. And that way, when we are meditating, then what happens? Slowly, slowly, my mind becomes in such a condition where yogi sees the three things: the receiver, the received, and the receiving instrument. The receiver, the received, and the receiving instrument. Corresponding to who is the receiver? Who is actually receiving? Body? No. Mind? No. Intellect? No. Who is receiving then? Whatever knowledge is coming to my mind, who is receiving? My soul, my Atma. That is the consciousness. When a person is dead, what happens? Everything is there. All the sense organs are there. Only one thing is missing in that whole body, that is his self, which we usually say prana, prana bayu. But prana bayu, it has been defined in the other way. It is actually the self, the consciousness. And that is why in the Upanishad they say, I love my son not because of my son, because of the self. I love these, I love that, I love these, I love that. They will be going on giving. And this is the peculiarity and speciality, we can say, of the Upanishad. Same thing they will be going on repeating. Husband loves the wife not because of the wife, but because of the self. Wife loving the husband not because of the husband, but because of the, like this. Sometimes some people will go, oh, why boring? There's one thing once, if you say that is sufficient. No. Going on impressing, giving the impression within our mind. Going on telling the same thing so many times in so many ways. And what is that? This shine vritte, when our thought become weak. What is the thought? Thought that is collecting all this information from the objects. Our eye, our ear, our nose, our tongue, our skin, getting the information from the objects, 5 objects, Rupa, Rasa, Sabda, Sparsha, Gandha. And from that we are collecting the information and giving it to the mind. It becomes so strong. But now this mind has become, this whatever we are collecting, it has become very thin. So there is no reaction. When we are that way controlled, what will happen? We can understand, oh, there are 3 things are there. One is the instrument which is collecting the information. Another is the receiver who is there getting all the information. And object, external object from where this is coming. So one is first we can say the soul, for which all the information is coming. Who is collecting the information? Mind. And third, where from he is getting the information? Objects. These are the three things. Objects are there, my mind is there and collecting the information, and where it is reaching? To the soul, to the consciousness. So this way, when we are analyzing, first is very gross, obviously, things are the bodies, object is the second little fine thing, because we see that object and when it is coming, and third is the Purusha qualified. Purusha qualified. This is little difficult to understand, because unless and until we understand the Indian philosophy, they will be always telling this but this. Like Sri Ramakrishna, when he was in the deathbed, his disciple, the Narendranath, Vivekananda, he was only thinking in this pain, when the person is suffering so much, if he can say that he is God, then only I can accept him as God. He was thinking. Immediately Sri Ramakrishna answered, said that wonderful sentences. He who was Rama, he who was Krishna, now in this body Ramakrishna. He was thinking, immediately he understood it, and then replied, he who was Rama, Jai Ram, Jai Krishna, Idanim Ei Sharire. He who was Rama, he who was Krishna, now in this body, but not according to your Vedanta. In that time also, he is very perfect. Because some people immediately they will raise question, if he is an avatar of Rama and Krishna, then in the Vedanta it says that there is no avatara, there cannot be two. The moment there is an avatara and the God, that means two. In the Vedanta, Veda Anta, Veda means knowledge, Anta means the end. But by Vedanta, they always indicate Advaita Vedanta. Advaita means only one. Then naturally people say, how can this be? Why Sri Ramakrishna said like that? The philosophers are always ready with the question or the doubt. In that time also Sri Ramakrishna, he said, not according to your Vedanta. Some people are confused, because in, as we call nowadays, the Hindu philosophy, the Hindu religion, but actually it is Vedic religion. In the Vedanta, there are three lines of, because the freedom, you think in your own way, let me think in my own way. That's why in India, you see so many different type of people are there, but they are all living together. No problem for them. They are not fighting. They are living together. If you go to South India, even today, there will be, yesterday one young man, he was playing the violin. Before he begins, his mother indicated that you have to make a mark. He is from South. Without that white mark, you cannot play. That is the very auspicious thing. And there was a small thing that he was carrying in his pocket. He took it out and took the mark and then make the dust and make a mark over here. So that is very, very important for them, and different type of marks are there to indicate that he belongs to that God, this God, etc., etc. So that way it goes, but there is no problem. Sometimes there will be argument, of course, but there is no problem. Why? Because the freedom. What is that freedom? Freedom of thought. What is that thought? You can reach to God in your own way. If you think that I am not going to visit any temple, I am not going to meditate, I am not going to do anything, if God has created me, I will simply sit over here and wait for the God to take me to Him. He is the creator, means He is my Father, and it is the duty of the Father to take care of the son, of the children. If you have that faith, you need not to do anything. If you have that complete faith, you need not to do anything. There are some monks, if you go to the Uttar Kashi, and early morning they will go collecting the food from here, and there is no, nowadays of course there are houses have come, but previously there was no houses, all jungle. So sometimes some rich people, they will be keeping 1 or 2 rooms from where they used to give the food to the monks. And the monks, they used to come all the way and to collect the food. Sometimes they will be giving only 1 chapati, only 1 bread, and that is not sufficient. So that monk will go to another chhatra, they call chhatra, and he'll collect another. And sometimes there will be, the news will be spreading that from that chhatra they are giving laddus, that means sweet ball, and immediately all those who like that, they will go. So this way they are spending, and there are some simply sitting days after days. Why? They said, no, I am not going to collect my food. God will bring my food, or I am going to die, no problem. Kuti chaka, bahudaka, bahu many, udaka water. He is going on roaming here and there and drinking water from different places. That's called bahu udaka. One type of monks are there, will be going on roaming all through. One monk used to come to me, he was from Nepal, and he said, Swami, I will bring medicine for you. I said, okay. Someday he will bring one big stick, and what I am going to do this with the stick? Then he said, no, you have to put it in the water whole night, just a stick in the water. Then in the morning, if you drink that water, you will be free from all diseases. That was very good. Then I gave him 100 rupee, and he was very happy. Next, again after few months he came, and I am coming down from the Himalaya, right from Himalaya, I have brought some. So then he will bring out something and he will say, if you are boiling these, I told, what about that stick that you gave? What I am going to do with that? Already the water is there, another boiling. So also no problem. They go like this, they will be roaming like this and collecting some fund and all this, they have to survive. Some Swamis are there, they will never move. Kuti chaka, they will be simply sitting. And they say, like the Ajagara Vritti. Ajagara means the python. It never moves and can't move also. It's so huge and big. It will be simply sitting inside the jungle, lying down over there. Then the rabbit, by mistake, if it comes before its mouth, it will grab and eat. Or otherwise, it will simply wait. Similarly, Ajagara Vritti, some of the monks, they will be sitting inside the jungle, only waiting for the food that will be sent by the God. And will you believe, even today in this modern life, when everybody is doubting, disbelieving, they are getting food and surviving. If you have that faith, but if you don't have faith, from morning 6 to 12 you waited, and 12:30 you got up, then you thought, God has forgotten me, so let me try myself. Then you won't get this. So this is the way you have to understand. You have to either totally depend on God. One person, he was arguing with me over telephone, and telephone almost became hot. He was going on. I told, try to understand. Why should I do all these practices if God has created me? It is His responsibility, and correct, 100% correct. But do you really believe that? If you have believed that, why you are working, going to the office early morning? Stay in the home quietly and simply say, God, I am hungry, send me food. Can you do that? You won't be. So if you can't, then you have to take up your own responsibility. The small little child, the baby, is on the lap of the mother. Never bother about who is giving food. The moment it is hungry, it will go on calling the mother, crying. Mother will surely bring the food. But the other one, which is 5 years, 6 years, He will be going and searching for food here, there. He knows mother kept something over here, this candy, that thing. And naturally mother says he will manage, let him go. So that way, two things. Here also it says that when you are meditating, you have to meditate in this way. One is, who is actually receiving the knowledge? That is our Chaitanya, our consciousness, our soul. And second, how it is receiving? From the mind, because mind is the instrument. And third, what are the things actually he is collecting? Objects. Knowledge coming from the objects. And how many objects? Only 5. That way it is so easy. It is not millions of objects that we have to control, only 5. By seeing, by hearing, by tasting, by touching, that way only 5 objects. Other way it is very simple. They have made it so simple. And do you think suddenly they said 5? No. They tasted, examined thousands of years, hundreds of years. Then they came into this conclusion. There are only 5 things. And from that 5 things, all these things have come. Everything that you see, all the millions of varieties have come from only 5 things. And from that 5 things, we are getting 5 different knowledges. How? From 5 different senses. See, all 5. And then if we can control these, we cannot control the eye, we cannot control the ear one by one after another. Control the mind. Because that is the machine working. If that mind is not there, eye won't see. Sometimes we will be looking at something and it passes over there. We don't notice at all. Why? The mind was not there. This is very important. Then when we are looking, when we are seeing, many times we see, but it is not registered. Why? We are not totally concentrated on that. The moment you are concentrated, some people will be asking me, learn driving so you can drive. I said, no, because I won't learn driving. I know driving, but India. Here, when the devotee is driving, I can enjoy all the scenery. There is an accident, there is the police car, there is this, there is that. I can enjoy. But if you are driving, you are all the time conscious. All the sign you have to see, from the side somebody is coming, you have to see, at the back, everything. He is totally conscious, he knows all those things. But the one who is actually enjoying the drive is me. I am simply sitting and enjoying what is going on. So that way, if you are inactive, I am just telling you this way, if you are inactive in the senses, you are enjoying. So all whatever is coming, you are enjoying. The Swami Vivekananda is telling that shine vritte, when all the mind waves are becoming very, very thin, that means they are not reacting on my mind. Then what happens? You have to understand the 3 things. One is, the first object is the body, senses. Second is the objects of those things. And third is the Purusha. Purusha means the one consciousness which is within us. In the Pura means within the heart. It's just like a room or a home where a consciousness is there. That is why Purusha. Mostly they will be making the mistake by thinking the Purusha means a male body. No. It's a consciousness within a body. In whatever body it may be. That is, Tatra Shabdartha Jnana Vikalpai Shankirna Shabitarka Samapattihi. Tatra, and now it says that when your mind has become totally controlled, now what happens? It's just like a crystal. Whichever comes near it, it reflects like that. Just like a crystal. If you are bringing a red light, red color flower, it becomes red. If you are bringing something else, it becomes like that. So that is the reason it is so difficult to understand this great soul. When they are with some people, they behave like that, and naturally people think, oh my God, why they are behaving like this, and they call themselves as a holy people. Sri Ramakrishna just behaving like a child, all the time depending on others, but totally conscious. Because whatever the mind, whoever brings anything, he was having cancer, throat cancer, Sri Ramakrishna, just terribly pain. Then one Swami came, he was very fond of tea. In those days, tea was something very rare. But this Swami, Khoka Maharaj, Khoka means child, his name was Khoka, child. His behavior was childlike. Then one day, no one was allowing him to come and talk to Sri Ramakrishna. What he will know? But he somehow got an opportunity, he came and told, sir, I know one medicine, do you like to take that? And you will feel very good. What is that? Drink hot tea. He suggested to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna was ready to drink that hot tea. And Khoka told, it must be good, so bring hot tea. Someone told, if you can wear a trouser, you will feel very comfortable. And he told, okay, bring the trouser. And he was supposed to bring the trouser, somehow like that. Whatever the people are suggesting, he is accepting, because his mind was just crystal. And that is why when he is thinking about God, he is becoming God. The one night, he was really very suffering. It was in that house also, the Ramakrishna Mission has got from the devotees, that is in Shampukur Bati. Bati means the house. Bari, in the old Bengali, they used to say Bati. The Shampukur Bati. That Bati, now it has come under Ramakrishna Mission, they are properly kept. There Sri Ramakrishna asked his devotees, arrange Kali Puja. And they organized Kali Puja. They purchased all the materials, flower and whatever. And all details he said. Except the image of Goddess Kali, everything was ready. And that was a night-time puja. Sri Ramakrishna was in meditation. All the devotees are sitting over there, waiting so that he can tell them when to start the puja, where to, how to, because there is no image of Goddess Kali. What will happen? Then Girish Chandra Ghosh came. Girish Ghosh, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, 101% faith. Sholo Ana Vishwas, 101% faith. So that Girish Ghosh came and told, hey, you have not started the puja, the time is up, now we have to do the puja. Then they said, but the master is sitting in meditation, we can't talk to him, he is not giving any instruction, there is no image also. Then he said, oh fools you are. You don't see the Goddess Kali sitting over here in Sri Ramakrishna. This is Girish Ghosh. Someone told, our Hollywood Center Swami was telling long back, not this one, that one person rang at the 2 o'clock night and he said, I am the Girish of America, and that's good, but I am not Sri Ramakrishna of America. So you be Girish in whatever way, no problem, but don't disturb me, I am not Sri Ramakrishna. So this Girish Ghosh, we only see that he used to drink. No, he had the faith. And faith means he could see. And he immediately said, can't you see the Sri Ramakrishna? He is Kali himself. God is Kali. And immediately he took some flower and said, Jai Ma Kali. Sri Ramakrishna's body shook and it became just like the stone. And the whole atmosphere, as if the goddess Kali sitting over there, and all started pouring the flower and then enjoying, offering the flower and then offering pranam, as if so that is the reason how it could be, because the mind is just like the crystal. Sri Ramakrishna, now he was thinking that he is Kali, he became just like Kali. And when he was a very young boy in Kamarpukur, the group of people came to enact the Shiva Jatra, they used to call Jatra, and that everybody was ready, only the person who was supposed to enact as a Shiva, he fell sick. Then what to do? When the villagers suggested, why not Gadai? Gadadhar became, in Bengali they always make it as short as possible. Gadadhar became Gadai. So they called, why not Gadai? Gadai can enact as a Shiva, and Sri Ramakrishna had that capacity also. So they called Gadai and they dressed him as a Shiva, but the problem was that when they brought the Sri Ramakrishna, that young Gadai, on the stage, he was not telling anything, no dialogue, no movement, because he started thinking himself as a Shiva and he became Shiva. He was standing over there. These people, they were not angry that it has all, the enactment and all these things have stopped. They are so happy because the presence of the real Shiva. The presence of the real Shiva was there. So the mind becomes just like crystal. The moment you think about one object, it is reflected in that. So when we are meditating, slowly, all our other thoughts become very lean and thin, that means powerless. Whatever we dictate, we want, we can think, and our mind becomes just like crystal. And that is why one should be very careful in selecting the object of meditation. In selecting the object of meditation is very important, because mind will go on reflecting that and it will transform into that. If you are thinking something bad, bad you will become. You are thinking something good, good you will become. So this is the reason one should choose ideal very carefully. Otherwise, there is a problem. So up to this thing, and this they call Sa-vitarka samapatti. Sa-vitarka. Next class we will discuss that. They take us slowly from gross to subtle to subtle to subtlest. So Sa-vitarka samapatti. Why? Because when we are talking and then objecting, it is a vitarka, doubting. I said, this Homerglin is 35 miles away from the downtown Chicago. No, not 35, it is 32. The Vitarka, opposing that idea. Let us go to Google, all-knowing Google. And Google said it is in between. So we accept, it's okay. And who gave that information to Google? That also we don't know. Maybe he is also making a mistake. Sometimes we have seen the Google guiding the car, and they will be constantly telling the place that you are reaching is on the right hand side. We are in the left hand, and we can see the gate in the left hand, but he will go on telling right hand. That means some mistakes are there also, but we accept it. So vitarka, sa-vitarka. And when we are concentrating on something where there may be doubt by someone, some object is there, so it is called sa-vitarka. We will discuss it in the next class. Now, if you have a little any question about this, let us try to answer. I can. No, I can. It's not very clear. Can you please come closer? Please be careful.
When we come, some Swamiji met here in Chicago a long time back, and I raised some issue with him, and he said when a man or a child comes to this world, he comes fully equipped to face the problems of the world. If that is the case, then forget God, forget everything, non-existing God, because I've already been provided with everything I need. So once that realization takes place that I can solve it because of the gift that is inherent in me, all I have to do is utilize the inherent talents of me, and then whatever is the outcome, give it. It's over. You have not possessed of anything at all in that case. So why worship? Why meditate? Why do anything?
So he is telling that when a child is born, the child is equipped with everything, that capacity to solve all problems in his life, right?
Yeah.
It's correct. But at the same time, you have to give some training, you have to receive some training. Otherwise, you cannot develop those qualities to solve the problem. Otherwise, though educational institution would not have been there, education would not have been there, because everybody was. So this training. Now, when after all those training there is still suffering in the human psychology, human mind, and this is the training that we are getting, that if you can concentrate your mind, control your mind, not on God, no, but on yourself, no problem. But on anything, one lady came to Sri Ramakrishna and told, I cannot think of except that small child I like, the son of her brother. So she was telling, I can only think of him. Sri Ramakrishna told, concentrate on him, no problem. But develop that concentration power. Similarly, as you are telling, that it is possible, the child is really equipped. As Swami Vivekananda is telling, no one can give you any education. All that knowledge is already within you. Only thing, the environment, the teacher, the school, the books, all those things are only helping you to grow, develop that education, manifest that education. That's all. So similarly. Any other? Okay. So we will chant that closing mantra. Now, this is two mantras. All those who are coming regularly, attending, almost you have memorized. This is wonderful. First, he says negation. I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, I am not the sense organs, like this, like this. Then ultimately, what am I? Then it says, Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo. Aham means the I. I am changeless, nirvikalpo. Kalpo means the changes, different type of figure that I am not taking any form, and that's why nirakara rupa. Then vibhutva. Vibhutva means enveloping everything, covering everything. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupo vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriyanam navashangatam naiva muktirnameya Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am the knowledge embodiment, I am the bliss embodiment. Chidananda Rupa Shivoham 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 Shivoham. Just for a minute or two, Just try to imagine within your heart, which is 12th finger above, your own finger, from your navel, just 12 finger like this. That is the place of the heart, where you see a wonderful flower with big petals, and over that an effulgent light. You may give a shape of that light as a Omkara, or you can think of your Ishta Devata if you are initiated. And forget that you have a body or you have any existence. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.